computer. Okay, today is January 25th. So we will cover fixed asset purchases. Okay. So I know yesterday you guys have created some fixed assets, and we talked about asset classes. So we showed the asset classes here. Similarly, what is the purpose of asset classes again? What
assets.
To group the similar assets.
And when I say similar, what is the similarity?
Under same depreciation, same characteristics, under same group.
Yeah, but what is the similarity here? What is the similarity, Ravi? Why we call it similar assets, and what determines that similarity?
Means it has the same functionality.
Great. Number two. Number ranges. It has the same number ranges. Okay. If it starts with 2, you know this is a fixed. It's a land and buildings. If it starts with 3, then you know it's a computers. If it starts with 4, it's a fleet. What is a fleet? Your vehicles. Okay. Number.
I have a question.
Please.
So if we let's say we put a purchase order for concrete to construct the building, so should we put the concrete under asset under construction or?
Good point. Excellent question. So that's a very good point. What would be the answer? I think I told you.
I think asset under construction, because it's not a fully ready asset.
Correct. Now, asset under construction is just one number, right?
Yes.
You're creating asset under construction. What is the purpose? The asset is not built yet. Then what is the purpose of creating asset under construction?
To start depreciating the asset which is used in the construction right away.
Well, when you use cement is not an asset, right?
Yes.
So again, Fagim, do you know what is the purpose of? See, the asset is not functional. We are still constructing. So what is the purpose of creating in the SAP system?
So that we can come to know because we have different cost, different materials that are in the process. Maybe to check the cost of them.
Okay.
And also we can put a depreciation date in the future, I think.
Not yet, because it's not asset yet. So we don't know, right?
It's a work in process. So we are kind of incurring cost on daily basis.
Right. Right. Exactly. So it's a work in progress. We are building it. When you build it, so we are collecting cost. The cement, the concrete that you're buying, the iron rods that we're buying, okay, the tires, the steering wheel. Let's say when you're building a car, same example I gave you. When you build a car, okay, you're still building the car. The car is not ready yet. It's a work in progress, but it's collecting cost. It's an asset. You can still sell it, right?
Yes.
You don't have to sell it as a car. If you build a car, then it move it to the asset class, car asset class, right? Car asset classes. But now it's under asset under construction, which is this guy here. Okay.
When I try to put the account determination and try to create something under asset under construction, it did not let me do it yesterday.
But what asset class you used?
The same asset under construction.
Z99?
Yes.
For the same company code Z99?
Yes.
But we picked this yesterday, but this is not asset under construction.
Okay.
But what is the error that you got?
So when I was for the same example, when I put electrical components for the construction of the building, and I choose the asset class asset under construction,
there's no way you can. No, there's no way you can choose asset under construction class. See, if I go here, there's no way you can choose asset. Oh, yeah, you're right. So what did you choose here?
The asset under construction. I think the code is 7030A.
I think it's 4,000. Let's see. So the reason was right. The 4,000, it's not in your company code. Z99.
Okay.
Okay. So you have to be in the same asset. This is a company code specific. You cannot borrow from others, right?
Okay.
So there are some settings that are company code specific. This is not in your company. Whereas if you use something else, then you could use.
Okay.
If you use 3000, then you can, because
It's defined in the company code.
correct. The 4000 is here. Now, how do you determine this asset under construction? This is not asset under construction. Okay. We are creating asset class, right?
Yes.
How do you determine one is asset class, asset under construction, the other one is not, one way or another?
You have to assign the number when you're doing the account numbers.
That's okay, but how does system will identify, right? So very simple, it's here. Line item status of AUC, see?
Okay.
It's line item settlement, because you are settling this from this cost from here to fixed assets. If you go to, let's say, vehicles, it says no AUC. Got it?
Okay.
All right, so let's do this. I'm going to step out for a few minutes. I'm going to give you access to one of you. Okay, check. Annotate. Can somebody request access? I don't know how to give this access to you guys. Okay, you know what? I think I can do it. Maybe I can go to Siva. Yes, approve. Okay, what I can do, select one fixed assets. Okay, let's say group assets, and review all this information. Okay, and just discuss. I'll be back. Okay. Thank you.
Hello, Shiva.
Hi, fine.
Okay, so explain it to me again. What actually is we are doing here? It's just to this is the screen to change or do anything with asset classes?
Well, this is to yeah, this is to configure or enter new asset classes or define new asset classes. So, for example,
Like all these classes that have come in this.
yeah, these are all predefined classes, and if we want to if we
Enter a
want
new.
to if we want to input a new asset class, then we can create it from here.
Perfect.
And do you want me to show for the Z99?
Yes, do that.
So here we have the asset classes, and if we want to put more asset classes, then we go to the previous screen. So these were the asset classes, and the question I was asking is, here we can see asset under construction. In the random, we generated asset classes for the Z99 company code, right?
Right.
But since it is not defined as a variant in the asset class for Z99, I'm unable to use this one. So for example, I put asset under construction, and then I go to the master data. Number range 04 not in the number allocation range.
Right.
So this asset class number range 04 is not yet defined. The number range so far defined is just 01.
Okay.
So I picked something else. And I did it because I didn't know asset under construction can be posted separately. So I posted, for example, I select buildings. And in order to construct the building, I need some raw material. So here I've taken concrete for building, and the same as the asset main number text. And here in the quantity, I choose the this one, right? Whether it's tons or cartons or whether we can see, these are all the stuff. Like I've chosen, since it's concrete, I've chosen tons.
Right.
So here I took the tons, and then I put 10 tons. And here Jay did not tell us to put the capitalization date, but I put the capitalization date for all the accounts that I created yesterday. And from what I heard is that we don't know the estimated we don't know if we can start depreciating from 25th, but I assume that we might have an estimation that the building might be constructed. We know the estimated as to when the building can be constructed and ready to use, right? So
Right.
I've taken this date as okay, we have received all the material and we start constructing from tomorrow, and that's the reason I put today's date yesterday.
Right.
So this is what I did. Do you have any question, or do you want to ask anything? And here in the depreciation area, okay, it's not liquid.
So for displaying code was 03 and to
Zero-
change was 02
Yes,
and creating a master is 01,
01, yes. And if we want to delete the record, it's 06.
06. Got that.
See, here I've created.
So
If you can see here, I put chipsets for assembly and then transformer, which comes under the land and building construction again. And
so why can't we display asset from here 03? Like why were we doing the other table, the one that Guy was mentioning?
that's because in here we can only choose or see each and every asset if we have the asset number or asset class. But if we go to the table, we can see we can configure the table to display, let's say 500 results. Then it will show all the results. I think it's ANLA. Says the function is not possible. I think it's for him. I think it's ANLA, right? Yeah, ANLA table. But I don't know why I'm unable to. It says the function is not possible. Oh, okay. So we go to SC16 and then we put ANLA for all the asset accounting postings. And the company code is V999. We execute. Yeah, so these are the plant and machinery asset class, and these are all the computer asset class. And I've taken the 3100 asset class here as well for some of them.
Right. So this table basically shows the entries that somebody has done based on the date or they want to achieve the records.
Yes. So who posted what accounts, and we want to take a look. Can we see the account one? So if we go and if we click on this, we can get the information as to what exactly it is. So the capitalization date and the evaluation group, these are all the fields, right? And then I've taken the quantity as 100,000 square feet. This is the FT2 is the square feet. And yeah, this is all the information. And you said you created in
I created in
70.
7030.
Do you want to take a look at that?
Yes, you can.
It's 7030F, right? Or
No, just 7030.
yeah. So ECC18, right? So if we click this one.
So there were many entries. I was just doing it under depreciation, but I didn't really know much about them. You know,
Oh, okay. So do you want me to show just quickly to post the asset
asset
accounting
class.
transaction?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the company code, and then the asset class. You can choose whatever the asset class you want.
Okay.
So these are all the asset classes, and
You can do fixtures and fit or 3000 or computer is okay.
okay.
39 computer. Yes.
And then we can group the assets into similar assets. So if we have computers, but if we have two different sets of computers, let's say desktop and PC, so we
Uh-huh.
put them two here, and then we go to the master data. We can also create it with the reference. So if
Right.
we have any previous asset account which we posted into the SAP, and if we want to take it as a reference, we can do by giving the reference number. It's just pre-fills some of the fields,
Mm-hmm.
and since there are not so many fields, we can just do it directly. So let's just say um,
Windows desktop.
okay, Windows PC
You see.
and Windows PC in admin area, and then here we choose the quantity. Since they are computers, we can put 100, and this is the EA is each, so we just need 100 computers.
Right.
And you know this one, right? So
Yes.
okay, we put 100 each. And here Jay did not tell us to put the capitalization date, but I put the capitalization date and he said okay. So we'll just leave because he did not see it.
But capitalized basically means is the day we start using it.
Yeah, yeah,
The date basically, right?
yes, yes.
Okay.
And there is another date as well, so which is confusing, and I wanted to ask Jay. Here, if we go to the depreciation area, here we have a old
Yeah.
depreciation start date.
Yeah.
So
The same. So this one I was not working with me because I was trying to put random dates and it was not taking it.
yeah, because the capitalized date and the start date has to be same.
Got that. Hmm.
I
Okay.
think Jay is back, so let me give the access to him. Okay. So here, whatever the depreciation start date we put has to be the similar, or as far as my understanding, it has to be the same as the capitalized date,
Okay.
and that is the reason it might be throwing you the error. And here, the time dependent, we choose which business area we wanted to order the computers. We'll just take solar plant,
Uh-huh.
and then we also need the cost center. So the cost center. So here there's only one cost center defined, I think. So I gave Z999 empty for all the postings. And here you can choose plant location. Functional area is important, I guess, because plant we can choose. Oh, okay, okay. So he's texting me. Jay, did you get the access?
Okay, I'm back. Do you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, I was back, and unfortunately, I just muted myself before I left. I couldn't
Okay.
unmute because he is moving the mouse. Then I realized I have a touch screen, so I used my touch screen, but still, he's still moving the mouse here and there, so I couldn't really do it undo myself. So
Oh,
I couldn't tell. That's why I texted him. Thank you. That was a good explanation, though. All right.
Jay, while I was explaining, I have a, we have a question, me and Fahim. So in the general tab, we have a capitalized date.
By the way, yeah, go ahead.
In the general tab, we have the capitalized date, and when we go to the depreciation area tab, we have a depreciation start date.
Correct.
And since yesterday I put the capitalized date, which I'm not supposed to, it was throwing me an error if I put a different depreciation start date.
If you put a different, what does it say?
It I don't remember the error message, but it was not letting me. It says a different date has been assigned to the depreciation date.
Right. What I think it was probably telling the useful number of years or something. Let's do it.
Yep.
Let's do it. So this is the one, right? So this is, you already put the depreciation date. 11 you did not. So if we go to depreciation area, it's in the future. So basically what happened was fixed assets is very funny. It's very critical also. It works very completely different because fixed assets is tightly controlled, regulated for depreciation posting. Okay, IRS is very strict, correct?
Yes.
So you can just play around with this. So
Okay.
that's why SAP puts lots of built-in practices, inbuilt practices.
Okay.
So this company called Z99, it says capitalization date is in the future. Okay, today is 25th. Let's see if I can put 22nd. What happens? Okay.
It's still the
Still in
same.
the future. Why? Because last year system still thinks that there's something called carry forward. You brought up a good point. Okay. There's something called in SAP, in any financial books, something carry forward. So let's dig Ravi's brain. Ravi and Siva, you guys can stay on, right? After 8, right? Past 8 o'clock?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Do you know what is a carry forward function? Let's ask Ravi. That's okay. You can, don't feel shy. Just tell me whatever you know. Carry forward. Anything that you know.
Carry forward means if we want to extend anything.
That's okay. Feel free. That's okay. Go ahead.
Means as we have given the 22nd date, the same what data has been given. If you want to extend to the future dates, it may be called as a carry forward.
Okay. Yeah, he's still the DevOps guy, so that's okay. Anybody? Fagim should. Yeah. Can you tell one of you?
So carry for. Go ahead. Fine. Sorry.
So end of the year, when you're doing your closing and you have balances left that you want to move to next year. So basically, you carry forward them to the next year.
Yeah. So I ask questions, Ravi. I ask questions. Don't feel like intimidated, or don't feel like a chicken.
No.
I want to develop your thoughts. Okay. I want to people ask you questions. I won't be there all the time, and your teaching, your training may not help you. Okay. Just kick you off, kickstart your thoughts on SAP. Okay. People will catch hold of you in the elevator or come to your desk and ask you a question. How are you prepared? You got to be prepared, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. So yeah, right. So carry forward function was not done from last year to this year for this company code. So the stupid SAP thinks that it is still in the past. It is still stuck in some year. Okay.
And also, can we assume that since the company is created in 2019, it did not let the user to post the capitalization date in the current month or current period?
Is it created in 2019?
I don't know.
Okay, let's Z99. So that is a transaction code which I already saved here. I was working on fixing the 3000 company code. So I got the same problem with 3000. I was just trying to post some purchase order. I got the same problem with 3000 company code. So there's something called this transaction code. Okay, make sure you remember this. These are fixed asset relevant transaction codes, year and closing transaction code.
Okay.
Okay, very important, AJAB and AJRW. This is for fixed assets. Okay, AJRW and AJAB. So fiscally achieve, this is a technical step. Okay, this will, whenever you make a transaction, there's a table, system will go and verify, SAP will go and verify whether the carry forward is done or not, fiscal change is done or not. Okay, because your depreciation year specific, so you cannot claim depreciation for last year.
Okay.
Right? And then beginning of the year, let's say you depreciate $10,000 last month. Okay.
Okay.
The last year, what will be your opening balance? Let's say you bought an asset 5 years back, and every year you depreciate $2,000. Okay. And what will be your opening balance for this asset this year?
The closing balance for the previous year.
Exactly. And then what will be the closing balance? So you bought assets for 5 years, 5 years back, $2,000 every year. Sorry, let's say put $20,000. $2,000 every year. You depreciated $10,000. The closing balance of last year is $10,000. The opening balance of the same asset this year is
$10,000.
And what do you call that? We call it net book value. What do you call it?
Net book value.
Yeah. In fixed assets, this is an important term. They call it net book value. Okay. Now, so let's go and see year-end closing asset accounting. These are the year-end closing activity. Okay, for fixed assets. This will be, this you can execute only at the end of the year, 31st. Okay.
Okay.
Once you perform this, you can go back. That's it. You're done.
Okay.
And this is fiscally a change. Even though you carry forward the balances, this is a technical step. Okay, let's do this. Where's my Google?
Yesterday in the support session, Rahul brought up a ticket, and it's something related to the settlement for the Mexico subsidiary. They did not do the settlement for 2018, and they wanted to see if they can do the settlement in 2019.
Actually, they did from internal order. MXN 1807.
Yes.
Yeah. So no, they did. They did that to AEC asset under construction. So what happened then?
But they were not sure whether they did the settlement or not. And the trainers, they said if it's closed, then there is no way that it can be settled in 2019.
No, that's not the right answer. I already explained to him. So basically, for that issue, I'll check with Rahul, by the way.
Okay.
You have access to this guy, okay? To the drive, I shared access to this. Internal order settlement to AUC, okay?
Okay.
I did this day before yesterday. He called me and explained to him. So I actually wrote an email for him, what he has to send. Everything is here. So I don't know what he's talking about. I'll check with him anyways, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, so these are the questions will come up. So basically, just to give a crux, they were asking why my balance $400,000 still in FI. Okay, I wanted to, can I settle my cost? Like you said, concrete. I bought a concrete. Okay, I want to settle the AUC. Okay, now the cost is still sitting there. You cannot leave the cost there. You have to settle to the AUC. So in December, they did settle, or they maybe they say they are saying they did not. But I went to the AUC. I saw the balance. It received the balance. I looked at the AUC balance. I ran some reports. So I received the balance and said, you did settle.
Okay.
So difference between AJAB and AJRW. See, but after running AJRW, you can still do it. You can even post in current year. This is just a technical step. No risk in this. I told you, technical step. AJAB is to be done when your asset books are finalized. Before running AJAB, you have to rerun AJRW. If you made postings in previous year, first AJRW run, this will just carry forward balances properly. Okay. So there are two postings here, which I showed you transaction code. You can play around a little bit. Always do a test run. Okay. Do always test run. Now, this is the important table. It will tell you what was the last period in fixed asset it was closed. Okay. OAAQ. OAAQ. This is the important tell you what was the last period. If you want to see before you perform, that's a close. Okay, usually in the production system, everything will run fine. But this case, because it's a test system, see 3000, 2002 was the last year. So system is still thinking that you did not carry forward. It says whatever you put 2013, it will say it's in the future, correct?
Okay.
If you go to Z99, it is 2017, the last close case. So you did not close 2018.
Okay.
So if you close 2018, then the error will go away. So I'm glad you brought this up. Let's do this. So what do we do now? So we have to close.
Were you moving the mouse?
So we have to close 2017.
Yes.
Now, before we close 2017, that's the important step that you have to do. You have to run all the depreciation postings.
Okay.
If you did not post any depreciation, the system will not let you close, because once you close, you cannot close depreciation. Your depreciation or expenses, right? You that's going to take off from your it's deductions. You don't have to pay so much tax, right? So let's do this. What will happen if I go and do year-end closing for Z99? Okay. So year to be closed was 17, correct?
Yes.
So when you do a test run, it says online processing is limited to approximately 1,000 assets. You always do a background. You always do background, but that's not a lot of assets. I'm doing it. It says other error. Close carried out? No. No year-end close necessary for company code Z99. I don't know why it's saying that. Because
2017 is closed already.
Exactly. Now let me run for 2018. Depreciation not posted completely. See, because for 2018, depreciation is not posted completely, so you cannot close books. Once you close, you cannot go back and post your depreciations. Okay, so what should we do? We should run depreciation. What is the depreciation transaction code? Can you tell me? I guess let you Google. How do you run depreciation? So AFAB. Okay, AFAB is for depreciation. So I don't know what year we can run, but I don't know what year they have fixed assets. How do you know the total assets? Or how do you know until what period? Because depreciation is run by per month, correct?
Yes.
Depreciation run by, how do you know from what month I should start? So I can try one, right? Because 2017 is done. 2018 is not. So I'm going to run 2008. I'm starting from one, okay? Because I don't know from what year we have to, what month we have to start, correct?
Yes.
So Ravi, you're able to follow?
Yes, sir.
Ravi?
Yes, sir.
So no, it says test run was terminated, refer to the error log. So there's error log, click on the error log here. So number range has now been created for document type AF. Okay, what does it mean? What does it mean? It's very simple.
Means in the document types, all document types have to have a number range.
Exactly. And how do you maintain this now? What do you do now?
So you basically go into the main assign document ranges,
Right.
the configuration.
Or I can also copy from last year to this year, or I can copy from other company code to this company, correct?
Right. Yes.
So the easy way is to what do you think we prefer? What do you think we should do? But anyways, you guys know both the options, right? You want to go and maintain it? Anyway, we'll just go and take a look, okay? Let's start slow. Where do you go to document types?
Financial accounting,
Right.
financial accounting, global settings. Like I think it should be in general
I think it's been
setting,
here, maybe here.
document.
Document number ranges. It's a document header.
So in there,
Okay, so what is the number range?
05.
Excellent. 05. You see 05 here, right? So I go here. What is the company code? 099. Intervals. Go on. Check. For 2018, there is no 05. Correct?
Yes.
Yes.
So I can, unfortunately, insert line. I cannot copy from here, but I can insert a line, right? Sorry, deleted. Unfortunately, sorry. No. So, no. Oh, I came back. Anyways, so we can do copy, I think OBB1, I think. Copy number ranges. OBB1. T001G table. We go here. Insert, okay, 05. And I should not put a overlapping, right? I should not put overlapping. What should I do? I got to pick a different number. Let's put probably 6 series, okay? 6 series. Or, or what you can do, I can pick one from here and assign it, right? I didn't do this. Like what I can do, save changes first, or I can just go back. Oh, I got to go back all the way again. I can instead of 5, I can assign 20, right?
Yes.
Then it's already there. So you can assign any one number range to all the document type. Doesn't matter. Right, Fagim?
Yes.
So I should be here. Come on. This is a number. This is a new general accounting.
Document number ranges.
Yeah. No, this is new general ledger accounting. Okay, I see it's new.
Okay.
So I should have gone to old one.
Financial accounting.
Yeah. In your what's Hexion Chemicals, they don't use new.
Okay.
This guy. The old accounting, which is a classic GL.
Okay. I guess it's a good thing, Jay, because there are not so many configurations, unlike in the new GL.
Yeah. The new GL is, again, I'm not too familiar with this. I can troubleshoot, I can fix it. I'm also not too familiar. So you can put 20 here. Okay, done. Now the document is trying to post. Now I have number ranges. Now I change the number range. It is going to post, hopefully. Then we'll fix it. If something goes wrong, we'll fix it. No documents were created this time. Wait, why? Because probably there's nothing to post. No errors, nothing to post. Why?
Oh, because there might be no depreciation transactions for the period 1.
Correct. Probably there were no assets. Okay.
Oh.
So what we can do, we can check. Maybe we can run for period different periods, right?
Yeah.
Or I can check. Go to what table I told you. Whether there's another table that shows how many months I ran the depreciation. Was already run, correct?
Yes.
What I told you. SC16. There's a table called TABA. I think TABA. This guy, TABA. Hit enter. So put Z99. It will tell you all the fixed assets and depreciation posted. What should I do here?
Limit to 100.
Why?
If we put 250, that will take a lot of time and load on the system server.
You are right, but I see this is like Excel, okay? Width are columns, number of hits are rows.
Okay.
Got it?
Okay.
Now, I don't know how the columns are arranged in SAP, correct?
Yes.
So I would rather take everything. The maximum is 1024. Don't ask me why. It's just default 1024.
Okay.
Number of hits. Maybe this table has more than 1,000 entries, 2,000 entries, 3,000 entries. In real-time scenario, they will have millions of entries. You need all this information, okay? But if you just want limited information and you know what they're looking for, you can control here.
Okay.
You can select here. You got it?
Yes.
If you don't have this parameters here, you can go and select additional fields for selection.
Okay.
Put additional fields for selection. Oh, everything is selected. In some cases, there are more fields you can select. But in this table, this is like a small table. They only have this many fields. Everything is selected here. If I don't want the time of entry to be removed, I can do the time of entry. The time of entry, the enter that will be gone. Right?
Okay.
So again, table query is very important. It's critical. You all have to know how to download a table, how to look at the information, where can I go, right? Because if you're posting million line items, where would you go? Right? You search one by one. It's nowhere possible. So you can also search by number of entries. Before you actually execute, you can search number of entries. Now, there's no table entries. Nothing is posted, right?
Yes.
But they bought some assets. When did they buy assets? Maybe we can run from that point of time, correct?
Yes.
So let's put A99. So we can go with the capitalization date, change date. Everything was this year. Nothing was last year.
Right.
There's one here, first acquisition. There's only one guy here. Because of this asset, which was acquired in November, this guy is telling to go and run depreciation.
Okay.
Because I know the table, otherwise I would, how would I know, right? In real-time scenario.
Yes.
Okay, there's a company in LA, media company. They forgot to run depreciation in November, so June. No, I mean continuously. They forgot totally from March all the way to November.
My hair?
Sometimes it happens, right? So how would I know? Because I know the table. Now I'm going in the background and checking. Otherwise, it's humanly not possible, right? To find out what happened. Okay, so I can run now from only from November, correct?
Yes.
Now, if I run for November, system might throw another error. We'll see. Always do a test run. No documents were created. Great. According to PostgreSQL, you should post period 001 next. But we tried 001, right? Posting period is now January. So we started with January, but it said nothing to be posted. Okay.
Yes.
So, but still system is saying that 01, let's do it. No documents, even though there's no documents created, it is still telling to post, which means I'm doing a test run. I should remove the test run, I believe, and run this. Okay. So when I uncheck the test run, it is telling you to run the program in the background. Why? So when I undo the test run, when I check the test run, it is telling you online processing is limited to 1,000 assets. Do you want to continue processing anyways? Test run, you can do online processing, which is in the screen itself. If
Okay.
it update run, system is going to take more resources. So it is not possible to run in the foreground. It is telling you to run this in the background, correct?
Okay. Yes.
So this is how you execute in the background. I have another document video to show you how you can set up your batch job, how you can run programs in the background. I'll show it to you.
All right, Jay. I have to leave now.
All right, man. Thank you for again.
Thank you. I'll see you then.
Yeah, talk to you tomorrow. Bye.
Yes.
So, I'll share the other video. You can take a look. So I don't do anything, just save. Great. So this RAPOST 2000. So I know the program RAPOST 2000. I know lots of programs. By looking at the program, I know what they do. What they do. Okay. Now, how do you look at how do you go back and look at my job? That's a transaction code called SM37. Okay, I'll share that video. Did I open another session? Yeah, SM37. What SM37? What does it say? It says simple job selection. It tells you all the background job. Selected. It is still active. See? RAPOST 2000.
Okay.
Rapost. They call it Rapost 2000. It's still running. See, it just started. 803. It is showing. It is, even though the server is in India, why it's showing time in 8 o'clock our time PST?
Because the user is in the PST zone.
No, the VRIT. How do you say that?
Because we are the user and we are working in the PST.
No, see, I have a watch. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The system's watch is in the server, India. Right?
Yes.
So it only works based on that system server. Who assigned for me for VRIT? Who said that I'm in PST because of my login? This is not Google, right? Google cannot track you.
Yes.
Google can track your location, but this doesn't track your location, right?
Maybe the ABAP are different.
Yeah, go to user profile, own data. Okay, so here I set this up. Go to default.
Okay.
So for every user, you have to change you can have the format, right? Somebody in Europe,
yes.
you use this one.
Okay.
Okay, they can change the format. Japanese uses this one.
Okay.
In US, we use this one. Similarly, notations, right?
Yes.
These are very important. People, especially Indians, they don't like to change it.
Yes. Yes.
They don't feel like they're in US. They still want to go back to their home country. And also the time zone, I changed PST.
Okay.
This is why system converts to your PST. System time zone is Central What is
Eastern
Central
time.
Eastern time or what is CET?
Central Eastern time. I think it's
No, maybe no, it's 5:06 p.m. See, Central European time.
European time. Okay.
Yeah, the system they set it up for in European time. Okay, so this is how I change my status. Okay, good. Now, where was I now?
SN37.
SM37. Great. All right, so the job is still running, and wow, that's surprising. That's only one asset, right?
Yeah.
That's actually nothing. For period one, there's nothing.
I think it's checking for each and every period just to make sure, and then while it comes to November, it might take some time.
No, it can only run one period at a time.
Okay.
So it cannot run November.
Okay.
Yeah. So in the meantime, so Ravi, you still there?
Yes, sir.
So what do you think so far?
Yeah, I'm trying to understand the terms.
Right.
Yeah.
So like I said yesterday, I was happy you called me and you explained to me
Mm-hmm.
the business process is very important.
Okay.
Okay. The one thing Siva has some good understanding of business. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to know finance and accounting, but you should understand the business process.
Okay.
Like I asked you to explain to you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All the system issues, you can find it. You can figure out yourself. Google, you can do whatever everything's available online.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There's lots of documentation, my training and other people training, there's lots of them.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't have the business knowledge, you cannot understand.
Okay.
What exactly they do in accounting? What do they do when they receive payment? Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Those are the things you should develop your thoughts, like in depreciation. Why they buy asset? What do they do? If
Okay.
you understand at least 30-40% of what an fixed assets accountant would do.
Okay.
What is the functions of a corporate asset management in a company? What do they do? If you understand,
Mm-hmm.
then the rest is mapping.
Okay.
Right? The mapping in SAP.
Yeah.
So that's very important. Again, my training is all about is more of a consulting. It's not a coding. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Nobody will give you a piece of paper and say, okay, go and code this. Nobody will tell you this is a function specification. Go and take and do this. Okay.
Okay.
There's no job available. So you should be able to talk to the client and the user and understand what they're doing and brainstorm with them and challenge them and understand, right? What is the best practice? What is the right way to do? What SAP can do? What SAP cannot do?
Okay.
What others are doing, right? So you have to demonstrate them,
Okay.
right? So why this guy is still learning? So by the way, Siva, you have any notes from the interview, the second interview?
I've remembered the requirements for what they exactly are looking for, Jay.
Did you write it down?
No, sorry.
Okay. They said COPA derivation strategies, and then the 9KE0.
PCA integration.
Yeah, PCA class, yes, and OKB9. Yes, OKB9 default posting. The fourth thing is reconciliation, PCA reconciliation, right? Okay. And then the first day he has Nakisa implementation. And then automate. So are you comfortable with automatic payment program?
We haven't. I think that's the. Is it the bad job, Jay?
How do you know the automatic payment program? So let's dig this guy, Mr. Ravi. So you're running a business.
Okay.
You have a huge business. You have 10 companies.
Okay.
And you buy goods from the vendors.
Yeah.
Your company buys goods from the vendor, different vendors, different currencies, different countries, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere. Now, when you buy, what you should do?
Means what is the requirement, and you will create the purchase order for that. Oh,
Okay, that part is already done. Okay, you bought the purchase order, you bought the goods. Okay,
okay.
and what next? You bought the goods, you're using the goods.
We
Your
need
company,
to pay to the vendors.
correct. Good point. How do you pay?
Uh, by the agreement given to the vendors by the bank transaction,
Okay,
or by the checks.
correct. So tell me exactly how you execute this function. I'm talking about a multi-billion-dollar company.
Okay.
What happens? You will not go to the vendor and say, "Hey, take this check," right?
Yes.
Yeah, you will not take loads of cash and say, "Okay, hey, this is a tons of money to go and deposit in the bank." What exactly will happen in the big companies, right? Let's say Coca-Cola. What do? They buy so much from so many vendors.
Mhm.
Who is writing check for them?
A financial department. Means the payment department will be
So
there
they write a
for
check.
each and every company.
So they have 10,000 checks to be paid a day. So they write a check, 10,000 checks.
No.
Just tell me some. What would you do in this situation? I'm hiring you. The company is hiring you, boss. You're an expert. Can you just design the flow? What
Mm.
the flow, right? What flow? The business process workflow, right?
Uh,
What is the first? What would you do first?
so
Mhm.
means for order for delivering the goods, we will create the invoice, right? So according to those invoice,
Uh,
we will pay to the vendors.
so I'm asking you design a workflow. So what happens? What do you tell Coca-Cola? If you go and join Coca-Cola, they're asking you design a process. Would you go and tell them you have all the invoices, take all the invoices and pay? They know that, right?
Yeah.
What can you define a process? Siva, can you define a process? Just create a workflow.
So, as he was explaining, we need to reconcile all the invoices, and we on the
Invoices, but reconcile with what?
with the bank account, and we
Why bank account?
there might be for the payments.
You did not make a payment yet, so I'm actually asking you, how would you define a process to make a payment?
So first, we'll see if we have the information to pay the vendor, because some vendors prefer checks, some vendors prefer direct deposits, and
Correct.
some
Okay.
vendors prefer wire transfers.
Okay.
So based on the information that we have in the system, we can actually configure the SAP system to post the payments
Okay.
based on the information and the mode of delivery.
Okay. Mode
And
of delivery. Okay.
and before that, we can make sure that if we have received the goods as we ordered, or if there are any goods lost in the transit or some damaged goods,
Mhm.
and after that we make the payment based on whatever the goods that we received in a correct order in
So
correct shape.
those are dispute management. Okay, you got the goods. Okay, that's an open invoice now.
Okay.
Okay, so you are liable to pay. That's a liability.
Okay.
You are liable to pay to the vendor. Okay,
Okay.
what would you do? There's a tons of invoices. So assume this: you are running a business. So Ravi, you are running a business. Okay,
Okay.
and you have accounting clerk. There's one clerk. Let's say in the olden days, he has a huge ledger, right, like the size of a pillow. Every day he writes down, lots of things in the ledger.
Yeah.
So he has to prepare. He has to make the payment to the vendor, because vendors are calling him. They don't call you. You are the big boss. Okay.
Okay.
What is his function? Design his function. What is you are hiring him? How do you define his function? Right. That is exactly how you design an SAP, right?
Mm.
So you are buying a payment. You are hiring a payment clerk. what would you expect him to do in the best interest of the company?
Okay. He need to record what we are buying, how much we need to pay, and at what date we need to pay.
Okay.
And means for those vendors we had paid or not, he need to be take care.
How do you know you paid it or not, right?
Yeah.
How would you know you paid it or not?
If he shows any document, means if the customer vendors give any confirmation regarding the payment.
Okay. Okay. So you
And
said,
if we check the if it is a bank transaction, if we check the account transactions also, we can know. I can know that he has paid to those vendors.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? So anyways, so he pays every day?
Not every day. It may be monthly or it may be yearly.
What if the invoice is already due? So does he pay based on the per month, or does he pay based on the due date?
According to the due date, he is going to pay.
According, let's say you don't go to the bank, you don't go to the office to cut the check to sign the check
Mm-hmm.
on the exactly on the due date. What would he do? Let's say you are going there once in a while.
Okay.
Maybe you should just say, let's say it's in Hong Kong. Okay, you travel and you go to Hong Kong. You don't know when. Maybe once a month or twice in a month, twice in a month. You don't know. So in that situation, what would you do? What would the payment clerk will do?
He will be transferring through bank. If it is not the check or cash, he will be transferring through the bank.
Okay. Let's say in some companies, right? They will not have enough money.
Okay.
They're waiting for money to come on second day. What would you do? Or maybe you have money now, or you don't have money in the future. What do you do? You rather pay now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then what about cash discounts? So let's say your payment clerk is coming and saying that, sir, if I pay today, I'll get some 2% discount, correct?
Yeah.
Why they're offering discount?
Means without means some vendors will look for the advance. They will prefer to take the advance.
Not advance. I'm not talking about advance. Okay, I'm not talking about advance or down payments. I'm asking about why some vendors pay you discount. So let's, have you been to the stores? They said, okay, if you pay today, they said, I'll give you, $10 discount. Why? Siva, you?
So they offer the cash discounts so they can receive the payments as early as
Correct. Okay, so in the meantime, you're right. So this program is done. Okay. It took 17 seconds. Okay. You see it? You see my screen? Hello?
Oh, yes. Yes. Hello.
You see my screen?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hey, can you hear us?
Yes. I don't know.
Yes, I can see this.
Okay. See, the job is done. It ran for how many seconds?
9 seconds.
17 seconds. Now, this is called spool. Spool is based, what is a spool?
Has to be printed or stored.
Exactly. So he knows. Spool is it's a store. It's like a stored information. Okay. When you buy the olden days, you buy printer ribbons, right? Printer
Yes.
ribbon, they are rolled into a spool. And if you fly a kite, the twains, right? The thread is rolled into a spool. That's called spool. Basically, it's
Okay.
stored for future use.
Okay.
So this is stored in a spool. So I can go here and click the spool here. See,
Yes.
I can look at the job log, which is your job log. Also, it can tell you company code is being processed by your IT. What does it mean? Okay, if I go to job spool here, it says there's something here. When I click here, this contains no data. Why?
Because no transactions were posted during the year, but
That's
there
number
should.
one. But it is the job log. It is also saying that company code is being processed by your VRIT.
Okay.
Looks like I'm locking the data.
Okay.
Okay? So I'm locking the data. So it is telling you that is it Z99C? I'm locking the data. Okay. When you are in change mode, okay,
Okay.
you cannot do any change mode because system is thinking that you are still making some changes. So it won't let you post.
Okay. Okay.
So you should not be in the change mode, but you can be in the display mode. Same, what will happen? That's why it takes longer time. If I go display mode, I can because if I go display mode, display, now I can. Because as a display, the table is locked.
Okay.
You got it, Ravi?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, my daughter. Okay, so now I can run this again. Okay. So what we'll do, Siva?
Yes, sir.
Okay, whatever you do, fix this company code 399. So you know what to do, right? You just
Yes.
have to run from period all the way to 11 to 12.
Okay.
Run each period. Okay, and I'm available. Share your screen.
Okay.
Number one. And then do all the perfect closing.
Okay, sure.
Fix it as closing. Now you understand, right? So
Yes.
we have to run the depreciation every year, every month in order to close.
Okay.
There are two transaction codes that you have to run, AJAB and AJRW for
Okay.
year end closing. However, there is also other year end close posting, which I'll save you here so that you will remember forever. Okay.
Okay.
So which is this guy, SAP 4.7, I think. I think they use 4.7 or maybe ECC. Okay, ECC classic GL year end closing. Transaction codes. Anyways, I think I know them. Don't worry. So just play around, okay? So you can actually create favorites and you can also create a folder.
Okay.
So what you will do is when you work into a company, you group them into so that you know where to go. Otherwise, you have to search.
Okay.
The commonly used transaction you will use here. Then from here, I can go here, insert a transaction now, correct?
Yes.
So F.16 is 1. Okay. This is GL balance carry forward.
Okay.
And then insert transaction is other one is GLVTR, I believe. GVTR, sorry, I think. GVTR. Got it. This is for a special ledger balance carry forward. Excuse me. There's something called F67, I think. There should be one more for PCA balance carry forward. Okay, let's search this PCA balance carry forward. What is PCA?
Profit center accounting.
All right.
2KES.
Awesome, man. That's what I was looking for. How did you know that?
I googled.
at least you pass in Google searching. Good. Okay, awesome. And there's one more for APAR, payables and receivables carry forward. Can you find it?
I'm sorry. What was that?
Payables and receivables carry forward to PCA. That's 2K years here. K5T.
One KEK.
No, that is monthly. There's one more. Hey, this is a good document, man. See, Shiva,
Yes.
this is exactly what she was asking the other day. Okay.
Okay.
So they run this report KE5T. Okay, I said GCAC, and she said, I don't know about GCAC. I will take a look. But they run the KE5T. Okay.
Okay.
So let's do this. Then I'm going to create another folder here. How about I'll let you do this. Okay.
Sure.
This is year end close. Okay.
Okay.
Create another folder for month end close.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. All this. This is exactly what she was asking, and I told line by line.
Okay.
What could be the differences, right? I said 3K here, 3K high.
Right.
And then I said it's online, so you don't have to transfer monthly. Then I said, the 1K EK, which is here.
And also what? OKB9.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I said okay, 1K EK. Yeah, this thing. And then also OKB9. She asked OKB9 exactly. Okay, this is a very good document. KE5T. Okay, so let's do another group. Okay, add
Month and close.
month end closes, which is KE5T.
Okay.
And then GCAC and all this 1K EK, F.5D, everything. Okay.
Sure. I'll look all the transactions for the month end code and I'll create the folder.
Correct, please. This was PCA specific. Okay.
Okay.
Now I'm still looking for the one for carry forward payables receivables to PCA. Carry balance, carry forward payables and receivables. Yeah. Carry forward balances. This is classic GL. 1K EK, 2K ES, 1K EH, 2K ES is balance carry forward. Huh? Okay, maybe this is the one, 2K ES. This is an FI. Okay, so this is also important. So in PCA, these are, wow, this is cool. Okay, these are the carry forward transaction codes.
Okay.
So 1K EK for the payables receivables. 1K EJ for work in progress, 1K E for assets.
Okay.
Everything goes with 1K. Okay.
Okay.
For all this is a month end. Year end starts with 2.
Okay. Okay.
Now open commitments, cost center, KSCF, and all this stuff. This is a good document. Here, F.07. This is what I'm looking for. Payables, receivables. Okay, vendors and customers. And we already talked about AJAB, AJRW. And we already have the F.16 there. See, we have F.16 here. So we have to add F.07. Let's do this. Cool. Okay, so you can execute, take a look at this one by one. Okay. And then what I want you guys to do today is, so today is what, 25th, and you are going there on the
6th.
And you are available this weekend, only not the next weekend, right? Next weekend you're not available, Saturday, Sunday, correct?
Yes, Jay. Also Friday and Saturday, Sunday.
3 days.
Yeah.
And when are you going to Ohio?
I'm flying on 5th.
Okay, and you are working or are you just free? Just 2 days.
I'm free.
And how are you taking a car?
I'm not taking the car right now. So I wanted to go there, and I looked for the Airbnb, and it's close to the office, and there's public transportation.
Cool. And how about, so you're not taking your car at all?
Maybe after 3 weeks or a month,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
after I find a place. Like right
And
now,
you're
I'm sorry, Jay, go ahead.
do you find you're flying from San Jose?
Yes.
Okay, so you have no plans to come to LA or visit your friends? No? Okay.
After I settle in there, in a month I'll be.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so you are available the following week, and when is the last day of working? 31st.
At the school?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
31st, and then
Yeah.
you go to school, college, and you have 4, 5, 6. Okay, so sorry, I should not be recording this. Sorry, that's okay. All right, man. Okay, the three Ravi and Siva guys work together.
Sure.
Okay, and then set up all this here. Number 1. Number 2,
Okay.
run depreciation postings. Okay.
For each period.
For all the period, and then
Okay.
run the closing. Okay. So what's now job log? Now is still being processed by VRIT1. Why? Maybe here. Yeah, this guy. It's trying to post AF document type. Okay.
Okay.
Because I kept it open.
Right.
Okay. So run, and then once everything's done, do all this carry forward transaction codes for fixed assets. This guy fixed assets.
Okay.
And then see if you can then run depreciation for period 1 January
Okay.
2019.
Sure.
Now that's the exercise for today, and then tomorrow we will do a acquisition of fixed assets.
Okay.
Okay.
And Jay, can you please let me know the terms that they asked in the interview, like the Nakisa and OKB9? So I'll take a look at all those stuff and be familiarized with the theoretical stuff.